Hello, everyone. My name is Jake Parrott, and I am the Mental Health Officer and build lead number 2 for our auxiliary site for Full Moon Robotics.
And I'm Samuel Ray Alverson. I am the Schedule and Team Strategy Officer for Full Moon Robotics.
And welcome to this year's Robot in 3 Days event by Full Moon Robotics. We are so glad that you guys are able to join us. And as we're in between segments or preparing for the stream to start, let us take the time to talk about something that is not as talked about as it should be these days: mental health.
As a baseline for the rest of the upcoming information, let's define mental health. Per the World Health Organization, mental health is a state of well-being in which an individual is able to recognize his or her own abilities, able to handle the normal stresses of life, and is able to work productively within society by contributing to the surrounding community. This should especially resonate with people involved in FIRST, as we have to use each and every one of our skills in a productive manner, be put into high-stress situations, and spread STEM to each and every one of our surrounding communities.
So what's the purpose? Why talk about this in between Ri3D? Well, mental health illnesses alone impact a large portion of the population. 1 in 5 children at some point in their life, if not currently, will have experienced a serious mental illness, and then more than 50% of people will be diagnosed with a mental health illness within their lifetime. And that doesn't even account for day-to-day fluctuations in mental health that people encounter every day. And this is strengthened further when looking at mental health in FIRST alone. FIRST guidelines for safety blatantly state that the protection of psychological safety, so otherwise mental well-being, is of huge importance. And as alumni of FIRST programs, we know firsthand how big of a deal this can impact your experience. And we want to make sure that we communicate where you may find roadblocks in your mental health journey within FIRST and how to navigate around them.
As Jake mentioned, there are elements of FIRST that can create situations that could lead to poor mental health or worsen a mental health situation. These situations include, but are not limited to, time constraints, like deadlines for the robot construction or essay completion, overworking and not getting a healthy amount of sleep, peer relationships, or setting team objectives as a higher priority than your own health, general stresses of just competition and crowds and team performance, or even the financial situation of your team. Each of these situations can put someone in a high stress environment that will wear down their mental health over time, potentially having these effects bleed over into their physical health.
Being able to recognize these situations is only half the battle. Now comes knowing how to handle them. Here are some tips and strategies to take care of your mental health when you encounter a stress-intensive situation within FIRST and in general throughout life. So one of the big ones is to take frequent breaks. It may sound counterintuitive at first to getting work done, but without taking a break, you may find yourself overworking to the point where you're no longer productive at all and damage your mental well-being while getting a net loss of production overall. Many FIRST events have designated quiet spaces where you can go to escape stressors and recoup. Even when you're not within a FIRST environment, getting away from your work environment and finding this quiet space is a big impact. And when you're on break, breathing techniques such as box breathing are shown to reduce stress and allow yourself to improve your mood. Taking advantage of these allow for a quick and healthy return to work. So another great one is to make sure to plan ahead. One of the hardest ones. It reduces the amount of situations where you would have to overwork or feel stressed to complete an objective. You've got a clear plan laid ahead. Creating a fun and healthy work environment is very general, but it allows for each team to find things that can really improve overall morale at any point within a project. And for those who may find themselves experiencing mental health illnesses or impairments, right now, do not be afraid to tell someone or seek professional help if it's serious. And just make sure overall to support each other. Have each other's backs, take well care of yourself. On a peer relationship level, if you're finding yourself in a FIRST environment where you're brainstorming or any situation where you're collaborating or discussing ideas, try to prevent potential conflict by approaching decisions with pros and cons lists, decision matrices, any kind of logical thought process device to help you progress further, and absolutely do not ostracize any participation or ideas from another member.
For those who want to learn more about mental health and FIRST, resources to get help, or just the topic in general, Here are a few great places to start on the screen now. And remember, most of all,
Have fun.
First is supposed to be an enriching experience, and we hope that these tips will better prepare you to handle this in future seasons like a professional.
Good luck in your first season. Stay safe and please enjoy the stream.